Hello everyone and welcome to episode number 3 of UWL Showcase. I am your host Stuart Stevenson and we are in week 3 of the UWL Showcase series. And the following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. First, making his way to the ring, representing Atlanta Wrestling Champions and the ATL Wrecking Crew, he is the sadistic surgeon, Hank Thorne. And his opponent, representing Outlaw Championship Wrestling and the Haas Squad, this is Jackhammer Heston Colt. Alright, one fall, 20-minute time limit. Opening contest this week on Showcase. And fans, we have quite a bit of news this week as we start things off here concerning next week, Showcase finale. That's right, finale. It's going to be the final show in the Showcase series. We have a huge match we're going to announce after this. That's right after this match. And we also have information as Hank... Wait a minute. Is that a light bulb? And I'm going to wait and see how this plays out. Hank Thorne's trying to use that light bulb. And thankfully, Heston Colt that light bulb is broken. Things are already getting hot and heavy this week on Showcase. But as I mentioned, next week, Showcase finale, we got a huge match we're going to announce. In addition, we have information on the UWL Championship Tournament. We're going to talk more about that later. But right now, Hank Thorne just throwing Heston Colt to the outside. I want to thank our members of the chat room for keeping in touch and giving us their thoughts on tonight's action.
6, 7,
And we're up to 7.
8.
Hank Thorne might be getting counted out right here. And now test of strength. Now obviously should be stated, both these wrestlers, members of individual tag teams. Hank Thorne, member of the ATL Wrecking Crew, primarily teaming with Deontay Dixon, but they are also affiliated with Marcus Dixon, Deontay's older brother. And Heston Colt, of course, teams with Jackson Ellis of the Haas Squad. And from what I understand, that we have a sort of gentleman's agreement. That's why we don't see either participant's partner at ringside. In fact, Deontay Dixon is going to be taking on Braxton Bishop tonight in the main event. Nice fireman's carry by Colt. I just combined Heston Colt. And of course, our referee for this contest, Paul Decker. And Hank Thorne just dropping Heston Colt on both knees. And wait a minute, that shot was a little low. I'm not sure if Paul Decker saw that. And wait a minute, Paul Decker needs to get in there. Because Hank Thorne will get away with whatever the referee will give him. Now Heston Colt paying... Look at that big suplex. I'd like to see some covers, though. Now, big delayed vertical suplex. There we go, we got a cover there. Paul Decker to the mat, just one. And there's a double arm wrist salt. And now big power slam. Going for the pin there. 1, 2. Nope, just 2. Oh, kick right to the kneecap. I was about to say Thorne loves to go to the knee. Loves to set up his reconstructive surgery knee lock. And there's a big headlock from Heston Colt. Crush a watermelon with that. Now it looks like Thorne's trying to wear down Colt. He knows he's not going to beat him with those pinfalls. Colt hitting the go behind. Could have seen a German suplex. No, he goes back to that headlock.
10 minutes gone.
Now there's 10-minute mark from the referee. Or excuse me, ring announcer. Secondary ring announcer. And now Thorne into the corner. And into the turnbuckle. It's about 5-6 times. Big chop. And no, it didn't even phase Thorne. Didn't even phase Thorne. He's going back to the knee. And I'm pretty sure Paul Decker saw that. I don't know if he's going to do anything about it. And now counter into the corner. And now tied up in the tree of woe. Thorne looking a little winded now. Now Thorne going to the top rope. This is kind of surprising. Drives the knee right to the small of the back. And another headlock. I think Colt is reeling here. And wait a minute, a big doctor bomb. And that's it. There was nothing much that Colt could do. I didn't have my screen ready. But folks, up next, we've talked about him, the Mad Titan Corvus. He's in action. One moment. And we're back. The following contest is scheduled for one fall, with a 20-minute time limit. Making his way to the ring, representing Rocky Mountain Wrestling, he is the Mad Titan, Corvus. Corvus taking his time to the ring. Not many on the East Coast have seen him, but man, they have heard of him. And now he is stepping in the ring with Derek Trejo. We saw him last week taking on Tank Braddock. He didn't fare too well. Spoiler alert. And now going to work already with a crab. Just trying to stretch out the young man. I understand Derek Trejo trains out of James Goodwin Promotions. So we'll hopefully see more from him in the coming weeks. But right now, Corvus is just having his way. And wait a minute, reversal. But no, Corvus just keeps walking. You gotta admire Trejo's guts and fighting. But now he's just getting thrown around, and the crowd now sympathizing with the young man's plight. I think Corvus is having fun right now. Trejo, though, he's fighting back. And he just got dropped on his face. And he's not pinning him. Corvus is making a statement. Perhaps he saw how Tank Braddock just ran through Trejo in about 13 seconds last week. Said, no, I'm going to take my time with him. And wait a minute. Dead on contact. It's over. Folks, Corvus is your winner. And in a moment, will Jake Hatfield have partners, or will he choose to go it alone? 3-on-1. Either way, folks, we're going to have a street fight, and it's coming up next. And we are back here on Showcase. And right now, the members of the Club Underground taking their time and coming out. We've had some interesting turn of events, to say the least, in the last couple of weeks. On week 1, we saw DC Loke taking on Iggy Bianchi, and Chico Diaz ended up getting involved. And then we saw DC Loke attack Jake Hatfield, helping Chico Diaz. And now we're going to find out whether Jake Hatfield's going to go at it alone, or if he's going to have help. And their opponents. First, representing Kingdom Pro Wrestling, Jake Hatefield. And his partners, representing James Goodwin Promotions, John Goodwin, James Goodwin Jr., Double Goodwin. And it does indeed turn out he has help. And I guess if you need help in a fight, who better to help? Who better to ask? This is no time limit. No tags needed. This is just a pure fight. And this is probably going to be very hard to call. I suppose I should explain, because there is a very thin veiled connection here between Hatefield and the Goodwins. Jake Hatefield was trained by Sean King, who in turn was trained by the Goodwins' father. So, kind of complicated. But it remains to be seen what sort of alliance this is going to turn into. This might be a one-week thing. Now, full Nelson from James Goodwin Jr. Anything is legal here, folks, including a fork. And now we already have some color to stain our beautiful red mats. I'm currently being told by my producer that I missed a couple of segments, so immediately following this match, we're going to have a double dose of news. So stay tuned for that. But right now, we got the street fight. I suppose the only rule here is that the fall has to take place in the ring. And you see up on the corner, you see Hatefield and Look going at it. From what I understand, they are going to be very interested in the news coming up. Just saw Iggy Bianchi go for a pin. Iggy Bianchi, I don't know what it is. And I'm scared to ask him. Oh, wait a minute, there's a twister from Chico Diaz. I don't think he's going to submit John Goodwin, but that hell of a try, buddy. And now he's stretching Chico. I'm not sure that was a 5 or 10 minute mark. I'm gonna assume 5. I think that was a Zoust clutch from James Goodwin Jr. And now wait a minute, may have been going for the power collapse. This may be the hardest match I've called so far in the UWL. Oh, and a pile driver. Oh, he drops to his knees. And Jake Hatefield, he rolls outside. Wait, are there just a bunch of light tubes under the ring? Oh, wait a minute, Iggy's going for the light tube. Oh, there it goes. And now wait a minute, Chico and Jake Hatefield trading blows. Nobody said Chico didn't have guts. Hey, no, that was almost it. And Chico following up with a figure 4 leg lock. James Goodwin there. Junior, I should say. Now, wait a minute. Big double clothesline. At the same time, DC and Iggy hitting a double power bomb. And DC Low just got backdropped to the outside. A little worse for wear. Big shoulder breaker from James Goodwin Jr. Now we have Brainbuster from DC Loke. I'm just calling moves at this point. Frog Splash. And Jake Hatfield was there for the save. And I don't think it's very wise to throw and oh, Jake Hatfield just told DC Look what he thinks of him. Wait a minute. I didn't even see that. This fight is literally, wait a minute. Terror Ride. But the referee is preoccupied. We might need 2 referees. We might need 2 referees. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did you see that? No, he kicked out. I thought that was it. Chico Diaz just pulling out all the stops, and he just got fire dropped. That's it. It's over. And the fighting is still going on. Alright, we're going to pull away from this action right now, fans, because we have some huge announcements to talk about. Next week, UWL Showcase, the finale. It's Steel Cage Warfare. It's going to be Braxton Bishop and the Haas Squad taking on Marcus Dixon, Hank Thorne, and Deontay Dixon. This is the rematch from week 1, but now it's going to be inside the steel cage. And folks, we have big news on UWL Unity coming up Sunday, May 31st from the SCS Studio Arena right here in Orlando, Florida. Pre-show starts at 4 o'clock p.m. Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern, and then we have the main show starts at 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern. We're going to have a couple of pre-show matches, more on that in the coming weeks. But fans, we've been talking about the UWL Championship Tournament, and indeed, it is coming up May 31st. And right now, the first look, including a brand new first look at the UWL Championship title. A very OC design, do not steal. And fans, this week we're going to announce the first 2 matches in the tournament. And like I said earlier, I said Jake Hatfield and DC Loke were going to be very interested to hear about this because they will be taking on one another one-on-one in the first round of the UWL Championship Tournament. Hopefully they can wrestle within the rules because they're going to, if they want the championship, they're going to have to temper themselves. And in addition to that, hold on. Here we go. Brian Carmack from CCW will take on Marcus Dixon from Atlanta Wrestling Champions. That is going to be the first half of the bracket. And that's coming up Sunday, May 31st, right here on Twitch.tv. And fans, next week we will reveal the final 4 participants and the other 2 matches in the first round of the tournament right here on the finale of UWL Showcase. So please tune in next week, same time. Alright fans, up next, we just talked about him. He is in the tournament, and he's in action next, Marcus Dixon. Fans, we're back. UWL Showcase, Episode 3. And it's going to be a minute. The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, weighing 232 pounds, representing Atlanta Wrestling Champions, he is simply the best, Marcus Dixon. I've been instructed by Mr. Dixon to keep my commentary to a minimum. I just said minimum. That's how flustered I am. And his opponent, Captain Chris Cox. Hey, for being the best, he just missed a dropkick against Captain Chris Cox. 25-year veteran, I understand. Fabulous mustache, I do have to say. If we give any points to Captain Chris Cox. And there we go. He made up for that drop kick right in the back of the head. And now Chris Cox clearly discombobulated. And he's going for the quick backslide. Fans in the chat wondering if Marcus Dixon has the jitters. He might. He's going for that backslide. He wants out of there. Now we're seeing some frustration set in. Big frog splash. No, just two. Gonna need a little more to beat Chris Cox, it appears. And now another backslide. And now he just spikes him head first with a DDT. And now he's just showing off. I don't even know what to call that. No, Chris Cox kicks out at two. And he just gets spiked again. He's not going to beat Chris Cox doing the same thing over and over. Did he just poke his eyes? That was so fast. And wait a minute. Out of nowhere, super kick. That's it. Quick victory for Marcus Dixon with the super kick. But up next, his little brother, Deontay Dixon, Dastardly they call him. He's going to take on the final outlaw, Braxton Bishop. It's our main event, and it's next. And we are back. It's our main event. And wait a minute. That's not Deontay Dixon. Apparently, the gentleman's code's over. The following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 45-minute time limit. Being accompanied to the ring by Hank Thorne. He is one half of the ATL Wrecking Crew, Dastardly Deontay Dixon. It's going to be interesting to see if Braxton has any help. And his opponent, representing Outlaw Championship Wrestling, weighing in at 229 pounds, the final outlaw, Braxton Bishop. And he's coming out alone. No one's ever said that Braxton Bishop is not afraid of a fight. And this is our main event as Deontay just throws Bishop to the mat. One-on-one. It's a rematch, in a matter of speaking. In week 1 of Showcase, I do believe, the chat can correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe it was Braxton Bishop pinning Deontay Dixon, winning the first main event in UWL history. That unfortunately has been lost to the ether forever because someone did not turn on archival privileges for Twitch. But now Braxton's sending Deontay into the ropes, but he hangs on. But Deontay going to the mat. He taking a page from Hank Thorne, working the leg. Deontay is also taking advantage of Braxton's long hair. Now leveling Braxton with forearms. Tori Vandross, referee, I do apologize for not introducing her. Deontay now might have made a mistake here giving Braxton breathing room. Big suplex. Just short burst strength. Deontay, he has raw athleticism. Maybe in a couple of years, he might be something. But right now, he's a little green behind the ears. Although, don't tell him I said that. And now both men know they got 45 minutes. I thought Deontay was going to go for a ride to the outside. Heavy chop. Now Hank Thorne looking on. Now Deontay going for the cover. No, just gets one. 5 minutes call. Now Deontay using that boxing background. Now on the top rope. Elbow to the back. Going for the cover. I'm not sure. I did not think that was going to be a pin. Tori Vandross, one of the best referees in the business. We are very fortunate to have her here. And Braxton Bishop is trying to tear Deontay Dixon's head off. And now heavy forearms. Go for the pin there. I don't think that's going to do it, though. Yeah, Krause, shoulder. There's the Bishop brain claw. Throwback to his brother. Jake Bishop. And now a pile driver. Beautifully done. And now a cutter out of nowhere. Now German suplex. Didn't hold the cradle. Or didn't hold the bridge, excuse me. And Bishop fighting back, swinging neck breaker. Now Deontay Dixon, not very popular here in Orlando. And Braxton now, he's dragging Deontay to the middle of the ring. If he wants to get a pin, wait a minute. Big lariat, that's gonna do it. No, just 2. He pulled out the big guns early, excuse me. And Deontay just responded with a suplex. Now what's he doing? Swan dive drop kick. Swan dive drop kick. I do apologize. First day with the new tongue. And there's a collegiate wrestling slam. I think that lariat might have woke Deontay up a little bit. And now, wait a minute. Braxton likes to go for that top rope reverse Rana. He hits it. And that's going to do it, I think. No, just 2. I am shortchanging Deontay. I do apologize. There's a back body drop. And now off the ropes. It's just a sliding drop kick right to the face. Braxton, though, he pushes forward. Deontay's gonna pay for that. He keeps getting the advantage, and then he lets it go. Rolling forearm, but wait a minute, no! And these fans are coming unglued, I gotta say. And we gotta be on the lookout for Deontay Dixon's belly-to-belly suplex. It's a simple move, but he does it better than anyone. There's a gourd buster. And another reverse Rana, beautifully done. And Deontay, he just used Braxton's momentum. And wait a minute. Tope Suicida. I may have to take back a lot of what I just said about Deontay. And wait a minute. Belly to belly on the outside. And now the referee's up to 6. Wait a minute. And referee's up to 8. He may have just played himself. And he's back in at 9. I think Braxton worked himself up and ended up knocking himself out. Final bomber. 1, 2. No, just 2. And wait a minute, red neck breaker. He could be setting up sliding B. No, just 2. And another collegiate slam. Now wait a minute, go behind. Just kicked him right in the groin. I mean, you gotta call a spade a spade. And he's got a pile driver for his efforts. Condolences to Mrs. Braxton Bishop. Beautiful drop kick from Deontay Dixon. I think both men are reaching their peak as far as stamina. And there's another red neck breaker. Setting up another sliding B. No, just 2.
He gets another collegiate slam. Seen a lot of collegiate slams, but not a lot of pins from Deontay.
To his credit, Braxton is trying to go for the pin. And now they're basically just trading maneuvers. Who will break first? Wait a minute, off the ropes. Final bomber. And Hank Thorne, all he can do is watch. Your winner of the match, Braxton Bishop. Fans, we are out of time. Stay tuned. UWL 2020 on Twitter. We'll see you next week.